Hi, and welcome to Here with Laura. I'm your host, Laura Williams. I'm a designer, entrepreneur, and mom, and this is a space where life and meaningful conversations meet. Today, I'm joined by such a cool woman who is in a field that definitely walks hand in hand with mine. She has created an incredible business called Swann Closet Design, which is a luxury service creating and implementing custom closets. She is also a mom of two sweet kiddos. Please welcome Katie Nadji, founder of Swann Custom Closets.
Yes. Hi.
Hi, thank you for being here.
Thank you so much. I'm honored to be here. So fun.
So it's actually Swann Closet Design, not Swann Custom Closets.
Swann Closet Design.
Super cool. So I was introduced to you by my sweet friend Mallory, who's my head of branding.
Yes.
Your kids know each other. And I love meeting fellow designers in the world who are doing similar things but different.
Yeah.
So how did you kind of fall into luxury custom closet design? I know you got your start in advertising.
It's honestly so random. I was in advertising that was my major in college. I went to UT and I did it for maybe close to 10 years. And it was I felt like I was just like an order taker. I was in a creative field, but I just felt very stunted in the actual roles that I kept getting, like account management type roles.
So you weren't feeling like you were getting that creative
Yeah, it
feel.
was just kind of like checking things and making edits. It just wasn't for me.
Robotic.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So eventually, as advertising agencies do, they lay off massive amounts of people at times. And that happened to me. And it was such a blessing because then I was young too. So I was like, okay, let's just start over and figure out what I want to do. And at the time, I would say Craigslist
Were you living in Texas?
I was in Austin.
Okay.
Yeah. So Craigslist was still
A thing.
and that's.
I think it still is a thing, just people don't use it.
I mean, do people still use it to get a job though?
I don't know.
How I found my
definitely
job.
searched on there for jobs in the past. Yeah.
Yes. So I found my job at California Closets through Craigslist.
It's amazing.
It was so random, but it was perfect. It was really a great job for me. I got to be creative. I got to work with people, which I really love.
Mm.
So it was kind of a combination of a design and sales job. It was super it was different, right? So every day I was at different people's homes. I was running around to different areas of town.
Is there a showroom at that time that you would
There was a
work out
showroom
of?
downtown. It was across from Whole Foods, so downtown,
Okay, nice.
6 on Lamar. So it was
Mhm.
super, this was, I don't know, 15 years ago. So Austin
Mhm.
was a bit different. It was smaller.
Yeah.
And it was just, it was super fun. I loved it. I worked there for a couple years and then I decided to move to New York. So I did that for 10 years. In New York. And
Working for California Closets.
Yes.
Wow.
It was a long run with them. Yeah.
Okay, so I lived in New York too. Where in New York were you living?
So the majority of my time was in the West Village, which was
Such a dream.
dreamy.
Yeah.
Yes, I had a dog. We would go for our walk every morning and just she loved it too. She would prance around like, I live in the West Village. It's fabulous. It was really fun.
I bet she was fabulous.
It was great. It was great. So we would do that. That was like our morning routine. And then I lived in, after my husband and I got married, he moved to Fort Greene in Brooklyn.
Okay, perfect.
Which was also fabulous. But
that's so nice.
Where were you?
I lived for the longest stint in Astoria because I was sick of not having space. But
very hip though.
Yes. But by now I think it's a little less hip. I think it went up.
Okay.
And then I think maybe it went back down, but maybe I'm
okay. I think now it's Ridgewood is what I hear.
Oh, is the hip spot or what they're calling
in that area.
Oh, really?
Close.
I don't know. I never went there. But it was easy commute into the city.
Yeah.
You hop on your R or whatever and you're right there. And then I also lived right behind Lincoln Center for a year and like 6 months ish.
Okay. That's two totally different
Very
vibes.
different, but it was fun because I could run along the Hudson River.
That's cool.
That was super fun, but I loved it. So go back. So you were working there for
I was there for 10 years. It was amazing. And honestly, I had like the same team that I worked with the whole time there. So we were really close. It's like a family. It was really a great place to be. And New York is amazing. You see everyone, the way that everyone lives is so different. And I saw old buildings, penthouses, walk-ups, literally everything in between. So it was a lot of fun.
And how fun to be working in a luxury service in that
Yes.
place where you are going to luxury clients
Yeah.
and experiencing these really cool apartments that you probably couldn't afford
Oh,
yourself.
I would never see them otherwise
Yeah.
by any means. No.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a cool way to see. I mean, that was probably the most fun part of the job, is just seeing how people live so differently. And I grew up in Texas, so we live in houses and it's just completely different. And so
And you have space
Yeah.
usually. And
although many of my clients in New York had space
Yeah.
but it was different.
because it's a
Yeah.
luxury service.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, so it was really fun. But it taught me, we were talking about this earlier, it taught me so much about how to really have confidence in what I do, because people in New York are not messing with fluffy emails and wasting time. They're getting to business. They want it done right. They want it exactly how you say it's going to be done. And it was a great experience for me to learn how to work with all different kinds of people, how to work with different types of personalities, and how to really be detail oriented and perfect as much as we can, perfect your process so that you're really delivering something the way that people expect, because there's
And that you're proud of, and that, you're cutting out all of the
Yeah.
mess
Yeah.
and the things that could become mistakes potentially because you're thorough.
Yes. Thorough is a very good word to use. Like, beyond detail oriented, I needed to be super thorough and communicative with clients and just get things done. And so it's a great life lesson.
That's awesome. It's funny because I have a little fire in me that comes out occasionally.
Totally.
And my family jokes like, uh-oh, New York Laura's out.
Yes.
Like, they're like, it's New York Laura, watch out. Because normally I'm pretty like sunshine and roses for the
Mhm.
most part. But like when it's a business situation
Yeah.
or when something is not happening how it should be,
Yes.
New York Laura has
I don't know if
arrived.
you experienced this, but when I moved back to Austin, I had to adjust back again. I had to
Yeah.
stop being so cold,
Assertive.
I was like, God, I need to. I think even some of my friends were taken aback a little bit. They were like, okay, chill out. Like, what's going on with you? So, and now I feel like there's a happy medium, right?
Yeah.
Of where you want to be. But
That's
I had to
amazing.
sort of adjust my email persona and all the things. You kind of have to. You have to throw in hope you're having a great day now first.
Yeah.
Can't just get to business.
Happy Monday.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what made you leave New York and come back to Texas?
So with a lot of other people, COVID.
Mhm.
So I had my
Okay.
daughter actually March 13th, 2020 in Brooklyn. Or we were in NYU, but we were living in Brooklyn. And so when we got home from the hospital was March 16th.
Oh my
And then literally the next day, the world shut down,
Mhm.
or the U.S. shut down.
Yep.
So it was pretty crazy. And we were there for, I think we made it about, that was March. We made it till about October. And we knew.
Well, and I've heard from many people, because I wasn't living in New York at the time. I was already living here. I heard from a lot of friends that it was a little bit scary to be there during
Mhm.
that time because people were actually getting a little bit violent.
Yes.
I went to a wedding recently with one of my old colleagues, and someone at the table said that she and her husband would only go out together because
any
they
time
didn't
of day.
in the city. Yeah, they didn't feel
Yeah,
comfortable.
so quiet.
Yeah, they didn't feel comfortable being alone, especially the wife. Like she
Mhm.
was, I'm not leaving the house without my husband. And I was like, that is wild, because she's lived in New York for
Yeah.
20 years
Uh-huh.
and never felt that way. And so it was very strange to hear that. So,
Yeah, I had some scary experiences. We were living in a brownstone that had been converted into 3 apartments.
mhm.
And so we were on the top floor. The middle floor had a place upstate, so they left during COVID, but that a lot of people did this. And then the bottom floor, I want to say maybe they moved out or something. Anyway, I was the only person in the building, and my husband was in banking at the time, so he had to go back to work. And so I was there alone, and we would get deliveries and things. It was just, I don't know, it was weird. One time someone broke into the building and stole some formula that I'd ordered.
Oh
And
my
so,
gosh.
yeah, it was just a little eerie. I felt like
Yeah.
I was in this building alone. So I can relate to that. It was just,
Different.
everything was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then how long
So
were
we
you
made
there
it till
before you
about
moved?
October, and the
Okay.
winter was coming, and my husband had been considering changing careers anyway, and so my job was super flexible, right? Like I
Mhm.
can work at California Closets anywhere pretty
Yeah.
much. And so I was like, we'll go back to Austin and check it out. So we actually went to Mexico for a couple of months
Oh,
with
good
some
for you.
family
Cool.
on the way. And then, yeah, we landed back in Austin in January of 2021.
Okay.
And yeah, it's been good. My family's here. His family's in Dallas. And so we have a lot of support here, which is key with 2 children if possible.
Yeah. It is nice when you have that.
Mhm. Yeah.
So, how did you decide to take the leap into starting your business?
So when I moved back to Austin, I think that I had been so spoiled by my clients in New York.
Mhm.
It was just people were making decisions. It was fast paced, and then when I got back working here, I felt like it just wasn't suiting me, and I was sort of starting over from scratch because
Your
when you were
clientele,
yeah, I didn't
your
have any clients anymore.
referrals.
I had nothing.
Yeah.
So and then I had my son, and so I was working there for a couple years, 1 year, I don't know, and then I had my son, and I was sort of like, I feel like I'm starting over anyway. This is something I've been thinking about for a while. Since I've been on maternity leave, I don't really have anything going on, so it's a good time to try it out. And
Mhm.
so I did. I
You
had
took
someone
the
call
leap.
me actually and ask me to do their closet, and I was like, "Yeah, I just started my own company," and I just totally started at
It's
that
so
moment.
funny you reached out right now
Yes.
because I just decided
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah, like, on this phone call, I
I
decided.
decided 5 minutes
Yes.
ago.
Yeah. So
That's so
that's how it
funny.
started, and I think for my personality, it just sort of helped me just have that fire lit to be like, "Okay,
That's
I have,"
amazing.
instead of just starting it with no clients, to have a client already there.
Yeah.
So
And was this a friend? Like somebody you
that
already
was one.
knew?
It was actually a really small project, so it worked out. It wasn't someone I knew, but then my next project was a friend, and so she was building a house, and so it worked out really well because she was very aware that I was figuring out all my process and my
Logistics of
everything,
everything, yeah.
logistics. And so she was like, you know,
Had grace with
totally.
everything, and that's so
And
nice.
so that was a good real that was a bigger project. So I'd say that's really my first real client. Yeah, so that was great.
Do you find that you go, especially since here in Austin, new homes are being built all the time.
Mhm.
Do you feel like you're going into new builds more than going into a home that is just needing a closet facelift, or are you
No, I think the closet can be something that people sort of push off till the end. And I don't know if you see this with interior design, but like if somebody does their whole house, by the time they get to the closet, they're just like,
put a rod up,
"Oh
I'm
my
exhausted?
gosh, yeah, I'm too tired. I don't want to pay any more money." And
Yeah.
so I actually probably get more clients that are already in their home, and they're finally like, "Okay, we're ready to take this project on." I wish
Yeah.
it was the other way around because it is a construction project, and having people live in their homes during this, even though it's one room, is like inconvenient for everyone.
It's just difficult, and you have to then deal with the emotions of
Yes.
the people enduring how long things
Yeah.
are taking. I mean, I have clients who stay in their home during a kitchen remodel,
They just
and
eat takeout for 6 months or
or they grill out, or, good indoor outdoor living.
Yeah.
I've had people set up in the office, like just a table with like the toaster. They plug in their
Oh my
old
gosh.
refrigerator in the office,
Yeah.
and they're like, we're living here
Yeah.
still, and then just move out during the really
Yeah. I mean, I
like
understand it's
fumy parts
expensive.
or dusty parts.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's hard. And that's
Mhm.
when the emotions really wear on you as the designer, because they're coming, well, how much faster? How much longer is it going to take? Da, da, da. But it's like, oh, I wish you would have just moved out. Then you would have maybe felt less urgency.
It's really that's probably the most stressful part of the job because I'm so, I care about their experience
And
and
you want them to be happy.
yeah, of
Yeah.
course I do. And so one of my early clients, it's taken me some time to figure out the people that I trust and want to work with.
Hmm.
And when I first started, I wanted to,
Isn't that a beautiful thing, though, that you've gotten to a
oh my
point
gosh.
to where you only work with who you want to work with?
I say this to my husband almost every day, how much like just maybe 10% more cost saves me 100% more time. Like, it's just
Yeah.
crazy. It's really worth it. But one of my early clients, when you said fumes, I was using a painter who was cheaper. So I was trying to get her a better price was the
Mhm.
goal. But because he was cheaper, he was also worked alone. And it just took this whole long process. And they ended up one night during the primer, they had to sleep in their garage apartment with their 5-person family.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
so that was a fun, lesson.
Experience.
I was like,
Yeah.
"Okay, we're done with that. We're
Mhm.
gonna we're gonna"
Well,
you
it's
know?
and also it's like if somebody knows when they get started, this is what your cost is gonna be. I recommend this because this
Mhm,
is how it's gonna be an expedited process, blah, blah. Then everybody's expectations are managed and
mhm.
it's less of a headache and surprise to them because they're like, "Oh, well, I signed up for this.
It's
I knew what I was getting into."
Yeah, it's all
Yeah.
about, communicating to the client upfront what they're getting into and telling them that there probably will be something that comes up. There'll probably be a surprise.
Mhm.
Um, so that is definitely something I'm
Yeah, and I think
improving too.
people probably don't really think about putting your closet in as a construction
No,
project,
they don't.
but it is.
Mhm.
Do you have a lot of people who call you and ask you to come, and then they're like, "Oh, I don't want to move forward because this feels like too large of a project, and I thought it would be much smaller," because of that misconception of
No, actually, well, yes, at California Closets I did, and it was a much more higher volume,
well, it's such a
it's
well-known
such
name.
different. Yes, it's completely been night and day actually, but with them, yes. So I would get people calling and they want to redo their closets, and then they're like, it was. I also have a different product now, so it's different. But yeah, I got that more at California Closets. Now I think the people that are coming to me are somehow a little more seasoned and
Mhm.
understand to a certain extent,
What's
what a
going
home
into it?
project involves,
Yeah.
and I have to, give them a little more information and teach them and educate them, but
That's when
they're
the
more understanding.
detail-oriented piece that New York taught you
Yeah. Yes.
comes into play.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, somehow the people that have been coming to me since I've started my own thing seem to I don't know if it's because it's a lot of my clients come from interior designers, so maybe
Yeah.
they're already shaken up a bit.
Maybe. They're already aware.
Yeah,
So
they
you
know.
partner with interior designers a lot. They'll bring you into the project.
Mhm.
We're yet to work together, but I'm really excited to do that one day. How does that process work for our designers, listening in? If they reach out to you, do you first come into the project, see the space, or do you say, this is, a range of what the cost of a closet this size would be? Do you sit down with the client specifically, or do you sit down with the designer? How does the whole process work when you're working with designers?
It really depends on the designer, right? How involved they want to be. I find that most interior designers kind of want to just pass it off to me because you have so many other things that you're focusing
Spaces?
on. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And the closet is a very tedious space. It's like you're measuring each boot height and the length of the clothes
Yeah.
and all that stuff. And so I find that most interior designers just say, just take the closet and handle it. And that's typically the way I work. And I'll sit down, but I can do either.
Mhm.
But and then I'll sit down with the client and look at their space, and I'm usually able to give kind of a ballpark range. This is where we're probably going to be. I can't tell you exactly, but I can give you a range before I go into the design process. And
Yeah,
then,
because if they're wanting additional trim and if their
yeah.
shirts are wider and you have to get something more custom versus
Mhm.
standard, I can see how that would vary the price.
Yeah, like it depends on the material and the height of the ceilings and
Mhm.
how many drawers you want, so many different things. But it helps me get, because nobody knows how much a closet costs. And
Yeah.
so when I say, what's your budget, which I imagine you
Mhm.
experience this, they're like, well, I don't know. I don't know how much it costs. And so I try and start that conversation very early before anyone's time is wasted.
Yeah.
And usually when I give a range, they're able to be like, okay, that sounds good. Or then they'll come back and say, I really want to be here.
Yeah.
And I
How do
can
we make
say,
it at
yeah,
that?
and
Yeah.
I can say whether I can make that happen or not.
Yeah.
Yes, I can make that happen, but this is what you get, or I can't do that.
Yeah.
Somebody else would be a better fit. So I start that money conversation from the very initial.
You have to, or else you waste your time. And
Yeah.
your time is
And their time.
valuable. Yeah.
Yeah.
And their time. And also, like, you're balancing a lot. You're, yes, you're running this business and you have all these clients, but then you're running your household as the mom, wife, doing all of that. How have you found, since you've started your business over the last, 4 or 5 years, how have you found that balancing act? Because it's hard.
It's so hard. It's so funny because I think that part of me started the business because, one, I wanted to be in control and have more creative flexibility.
Mm-hmm.
But the other part is like, I'm a mom now. I have 2 kids. I want a flexible schedule, which is like kind of funny because now I work all the time.
Same.
Yeah.
I know.
But I've heard you say this with a lot of your other guests is like, but now I can go pick up my child from school, or I can go to a random lunch, or I can go to a Pilates at 10 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
So that, I forgot what your question was.
Well, you pick and choose your schedule.
Yes.
So it's the balance.
yes.
Like
So
how you
I
balance it.
Yes. And so the mornings usually are chaotic for me because I am in sort of a construction role and everyone starts early. But the afternoons, I get to be calm with my kids and have dinner with them and sit down and spend the evenings with them.
I
So,
love that.
I would love a calmer morning. It would really be ideal. But right now, where I am in my business,
Not quite
doesn't
there.
work that
Do you
way.
feel like your phone is just ringing off the hook as soon as, what is the beginning
it
of business
depends.
hours? 8 a.m.?
Like 7 sometimes, because like installers a lot of times
Yeah,
are
they get
getting
there
to
early.
a job at 8, and so they may have a question, or I may be getting a delivery window update or something. And so when I'm making breakfast and lunch for my kids, they sit at the island. I have my phone kind of like making sure.
I live that life too. I get it. Yeah, it's hard, but you just kind of do it.
Yeah. And it's not every day either. So some days I don't have an install going on, or I only have one, that's running smoothly.
Yeah. And those
no
are
one
beautiful
needs me.
days. You appreciate those.
Yes. Yeah.
That's amazing. So your kids, remind me how old they are?
They are 5 and 2.
5 and 2. Oh my
They're very cute. And they're so little. And so I really,
And your
back
older
to the
one is going to
balance, like,
kinder.
yes.
That's
It's
crazy.
I'm going to bawl.
It's okay. Everybody will.
Definitely.
You'll see all the moms crying.
I know. Don't you think it's funny? I remember so many of my friends when they sent their kids to kindergarten, they post a photo on Instagram and they make this whole dramatic post. I'm like, okay, guys.
You're like, I
It's
get
just
it.
kindergarten. Whatever.
And now you're like, I'm doing it too. And I'm putting 20 photos.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I'm doing a reel.
Yeah.
So yeah.
My kids just started school today, and I have this wall in my house where it's like the photo shoot wall.
Oh, fine.
I took probably 40 photos at least of like them individually, them holding their sign, talking about what they want to be when they grow up. My daughter wants to be a person who owns a lot of kittens.
Oh my God,
She's
that's
8.
a great job.
I know. I'm like owning kittens. And then my son wants to own a shop and build houses.
Oh,
and
that's
I'm like,
so sweet.
oh, you want to be like mommy.
Yeah, I love that. What is the sign? Is that something they do at school?
No,
or you do it at home?
I did it at home.
I've seen a lot of people do this.
I just bought it on Amazon. And it's just like, I am X amount of years old. I'm going to this grade.
Okay.
My teacher's name is this, and I want to be this when I grow up. Yeah.
That's cute.
I know. When I first got it, my sister teased me and was like, of course you got this. And I'm like, I did, because it's adorable. And I've used it every single year since my daughter was 3.
So you can like erase it and redo
it's
for
just
next
like with a
year.
chalkboard
Oh my
pen.
God, I'm going to look at that. Okay,
Yeah, it's really cute. Amazon. I'll send you the link.
And you can see kind of how do they have the similar answer over the years, or have they totally
it's
changed?
so fun. Yeah. I mean, both of my kids, funny enough, when they were both like 4 and 5, maybe, they said they wanted to be police officers.
Oh,
so there's something to be said about like, well, they're learning what jobs are in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, last year, I think my daughter wanted to be an artist.
Mm-hmm.
But now she wants to hold kittens. So there you go.
I love that job.
Which is on par with her at home with our cat
Really?
always. Just like, and he just indoors.
How old is she?
She's 8.
Okay.
Yeah. So 8 and 6, and it's wild.
Yeah.
It's a fun stage when they get to this point.
I can see that because they're a lot more self-sufficient and just kind of hanging out still want to be around you a lot. Yeah.
Yes. Well, I can say, go take a shower. They take a shower. They're all ready. They get on their pajamas and they come and snuggle. whereas I don't
Perfect.
have to be doing all the things.
Yeah, like the bath time thing at night is chaos. Yeah.
And exhausting
Yeah.
and messy.
Yeah.
And usually people cry with soap in their eyes.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
They
Yeah.
can't get mad if they get the soap in their eyes themselves.
I know, right? Well, there's all these like baby-friendly soaps, but they don't seem to
No,
work.
they don't.
No.
It's a lie.
Yeah.
So, okay, so you're balancing it all with your family and
Try.
everything, and you just kind of do your best. Um, what do you feel is something that you would give advice to somebody about, whether it has to do with family life, business life, anything under the umbrella of, what do you think you would advise on that you feel like you've kind of figured out and you're like, this has really helped me?
Oh my gosh, have I figured anything out?
No. No, but right now it's like, okay,
I think that you just have to give yourself grace as a
yeah,
mother and a business owner.
easier said than done.
It's so much easier said than done, but you can't do everything at one time. So you really have to figure out what you're going to focus on at that moment. And I don't think it's something that's the same every day for me.
Yeah.
Like if I have a super busy day, then my kids don't get as much attention and it's unfortunate. But then the beauty of it is some days I have really slow days and I get to take my daughter to get ice cream after school and we hang out for 2 hours, So
Yeah.
I think you just have to give yourself grace and be there as much as you can. And it's
And I think there's something to be said about when you are there being present too, which it's so easy to get distracted when in the palm of your hand. It's just constant.
Yeah.
I mean, back in the day, it was just emails. And guess what?
Yeah.
You close your laptop
Or
and
you
you
didn't even
don't
have
see
a
the
laptop. I don't
or
know.
the computer. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have your email showing up and you don't see it until you intentionally open it again.
Right.
Now we get notifications on our phone every time an email comes in and it's very distracting. I mean, even yesterday we went to go see a movie as like one last hurrah of summer and I'm getting messages we use ClickUp in my business. So it's like,
Yeah.
like a Notion type thing. So I'm getting messages on ClickUp. So I'm responding to people. But then, like, my son's on my lap at the movie because he likes to sit on my lap at movies. And I'm like over here on the side. And I had to tell myself, put the phone down. These people can wait 35 minutes until the movie's over. It's after business hours.
Right.
But it's hard to do that.
That is one negative thing that I learned in New York, actually, is that people there expected I would be responding to people right away. And I would spend a lot of time on the subway. And so I had that freedom to I didn't have kids. And so I was just responding to people right away. And that's something that I try and not very successful at it, but also remind myself, like, you do not have to respond to someone in 30 minutes. You have to respond to them in the day.
Within 24 hours. But I think it's managing people's expectations. So if you're consistently answering them right away, like I have some clients who routinely will text me before business hours and I make sure I don't respond, even though it could be a simple yes or no. If it's 7:30 in the morning and it's a client, I need to manage their expectation that this is my family time. This is my time where I'm getting set up for my day. This is when I'm driving my kids or walking my kids to school. Those moments are important. And like I got up at 5 and was looking at stuff for work because that's just how I need to be to function properly, get my workout in before anybody is bugging me, But 7:30 in the morning, I'm getting text messages from clients. And so I don't respond until after 9 because I know after 9's appropriate.
Yeah. And it sends a message. They may still do it, but at least
it's like you're not expecting me to respond at 7:45 when you text me at 7:45.
And I think sometimes people actually don't. It's just like you're thinking about it and it is a world
right
in
away.
which, it's a world in which we just think about things and just do them. We go on Amazon and buy something or whatever. Everything is just right now.
Yeah.
So it's something that I think about a lot and try and work on. It also depends on the message, right? Like, does this message need to be responded to right now? Or is it just like
not a big deal?
Yeah.
Yeah, if there's a flood in the house, I will respond immediately.
Yeah.
But
yeah, exactly. So, just trying to have that grace for yourself and and create time for yourself and some sort of balance
Mm-hmm.
between your work and your life.
Easier said than done.
Yeah.
Again. So you kind of said something about like managing timelines and everything like that. How long a typical, say you're doing a primary bedroom closet, it's a room this big,
Mhm.
10 by 10 or something. And how long does a typical project take like that for you from start to finish? Assuming people are responding and giving you
Yeah.
answers right away
I
and
would say,
approvals.
we could start to finish something like that in like 2 to 3 months.
Okay.
Yeah. And assuming, like everything just is
Lines up.
scheduled quickly. And yeah, we can fabricate things pretty quickly. The install takes probably just as long as the fabrication itself because everything we do is wood, so it's either
Mhm.
painted or stained.
Which means
And
it's high
so
quality and it's gonna be really
it's really
nice.
nice. And so it's installed and then it's finished, so painted or stained.
Mhm.
And then a lot of times an organizer comes in. So it is a process, the installation. I'd say the installation is like a month long sometimes.
Do you have an organizer that you recommend and that you work with?
I do.
Who is it?
I have a couple
Okay.
actually. So the one
Figure
that
may as well give them
yeah,
call
I would love
outs.
to. The one that I work with the most is Katie from the Organized Home.
Okay.
I think that's the name. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not
We'll
it.
put it in the show notes.
No,
It's
it's
fine.
the Considered Home.
Okay.
Sorry, Katie. And then the other one is HGO. Hannah Gets Organizing, I
Oh,
believe is
okay.
what that stands for.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, and it just like makes such a difference to have it. I love when organizers come in after.
Well, it makes all of your detail and all of that come to life because they actually make it make sense.
Yeah. Yes. They
And do
color
they sit
code
down with
things
the
and put in
with the
beautiful
client and talk about what they want where, or do you have that all figured out already and let them
I
know?
have it figured out.
Okay.
So I actually took photos of a job this morning that basically I when I'm
Casual.
designing.
It's like 11:30 in the
I
morning
know.
right
I was
now.
like, wow, I
You've
scheduled
already
these
lived
2
another
large
life.
things today. Okay. But what was I saying? Oh, so yeah, I basically measure someone's whole entire closet, right? All the things that they have. And so when I'm designing it, I'm planning out where everything's going to go. So a lot of times for the organizer, I'll tell them my plan.
Mm-hmm.
Whether they see something better, they might do that. But
Yeah.
most of the time I'll do something like that and then they kind of take it and improve upon it and change.
Do you ever come into homes and have to tell clients like, listen, you need to get rid of a lot of stuff because this isn't going to work out?
It happened a lot more in New York
Yeah.
than it does here because people here have bigger spaces.
Makes sense.
But yes, there's only so much I can do. It's like if you want to keep everything in your closet and also have 25 drawers, you might have to, rethink some of this stuff or maybe put seasonal items in storage.
Mhm.
But I don't know. I think I'm pretty good at fitting it all in, so I don't have that
Makes it
problem
work.
as much in Texas as I did in New York.
Yeah.
In New York, they would be like, "We want to fit both of our stuff in this tiny reach-in and maybe also our utility closet and also linen." And I'd be like, "Okay,
Cool.
something's got to go." And a
Yeah.
vacuum.
Oh my
So
gosh.
funny. So
Yeah, my closet in New York was like the size of that wood panel.
yeah, and you were probably fine with it.
Well, everything was squished and
Yeah.
it was what it was.
Yeah.
But my bedroom also, like, I had a piano in there,
Fun.
but it was like an upright piano. And I swear, when you were laying down in the bed, you could play the piano with your toes because it was that small of a room.
I had my bedroom in the West Village. I couldn't close the door because the bed was hitting too far. So the door,
Yeah.
I mean, I lived alone at the time. Didn't
Yeah.
matter, but the door was always open.
Yeah. Whatever. It
Yeah.
is what it is.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
You shared a mantra with me,
Mm-hmm.
which is done is better than perfect, which now that we've had a lot of conversation at this moment, I feel like that would be really hard for you to live by because I feel like you like things a certain way and you want to deliver a certain thing. So tell me your thoughts on this mantra.
I do. It's really hard because the closet is such a personal space and my clients get really involved in all of the details.
Yeah.
So they really like, how much hanging am I getting? Are all my shoes going to fit? Like, is this the most functional thing that we can come up with? Like, they're really, really involved and they're spending a lot of money on it. So I understand. And it's a big part of your day. It's every morning and every night, at least, you're in your closet. And so,
Every moment you're putting all your laundry away.
exactly. Yeah. So, but I think that I can get caught up on not necessarily the when I say done is better than perfect, it's like, oh, I'm not going to allow like a big paint splotch to be there.
No.
It's more just like I'll be focusing on this like inch where the hole should be within an inch, or like,
Mm-hmm.
should this drawer be like 15 or 16? And like sometimes,
When you're like, this is a time suck and it doesn't make a difference.
yes,
Yeah.
I have to really like let some stuff go. And it's almost like when you know too much.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still making this amazing product for my client and they're going to be really happy.
Yeah.
This 1 inch, they're not going to be like, I have to kind of stop and think about what makes sense. I was on vacation last month and my installer joked with me because he was like, I told him, I was like, I hired a project manager while I was away to check on everything. And he was like, well, it'll probably go a lot faster.
Rude.
I know. I was like, well, you are right.
You're like, valid. I understand, because you're probably looking like
Yeah,
this.
because I show up and I'm just like, oh, wait, maybe we should. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But everything got done while you were gone?
it actually was probably the smoothest project I've had,
Oh, that's good.
which, yeah, I don't know if that's good or bad that I wasn't there. But
Good,
I think
because
actually
you had somebody else handle it.
I did. And it speaks to the team that I've been able to put together. They are amazing and they are so trustworthy and reliable. And that has been
Was it
very key.
difficult creating this business after coming back from New York and having your people that you trusted there and that you worked with all the time there? Was it hard to find those people here?
Yeah, but you know what? The design community and just the whole woodworking community, if that's what you would call it,
Mhm.
in Austin is so kind and warm. And I would call one person and maybe they weren't. I started by literally like Googling people.
Yeah.
And I would call one person and they would be like, well, that's not really what I do, but you should call this guy. And I eventually got just the people that I work with now through a series of referrals and trial and error.
Yeah.
I worked part-time for a kitchen and bath company for a little bit when I was getting
cool.
started. And they do really high-end projects. And
So I'm sure you made a lot of contacts
I made a
then.
ton of contacts
Yeah.
and I learned a lot about how things should be done. And yeah, I met so many people in the industry through him. And so that was really instrumental as well.
That's super cool.
Yeah,
I love
because you really need to find people that are referred to you. I tried one person off of a Facebook group and it did not go well. So.
Yeah. I've had the exact same experience where until you know they're a trusted person, it's really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's your name on the line.
Exactly. Yes. And I do all other than when I was on vacation, I do all the project management. So it's a lot of work.
It is. I know.
I
Yeah.
want to make sure and have the people there that are trustworthy.
That's awesome. And when you have a luxury clientele, which is who you're working with, they expect it to be a certain way.
Yeah.
So you can't let things fall through the cracks or have issues and things out of your control. That's what's hard.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's been a fun growing experience.
It's a doozy.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I do have a question that I ask everybody, which is, do you have any little joys or daily routines that help to anchor your day-to-day life?
Okay, I was thinking about this because I knew that you were going to ask this question. And at first I was like, oh my God, I don't have any routines anymore. I'm just crazy all the time with kids and just the whole thing. But then the last week I realized actually I have a lot of routines that I
don't notice because they're routine.
Yes, exactly. I have one that I'm trying to get back to, which I mentioned to you, which was a morning walk, which I have really gotten away from with just the way my mornings are going lately.
Yeah.
That is probably the most important one, and I'm not doing it. So that's an aspirational one. But what I'm doing in the meantime is it's all in the evening. So I sit down with my family every night for dinner. We sit at the table and we have a few different questions we ask, and we all go through the questions about our day. which I love because my kids are so little. Their answers are so cute now, but I'm hoping that it sort of instills a regular line of
I
communication.
love that.
We don't have our phones at dinner, so that's the one second of the day that we're with each other.
Attached.
Mhm. So that, and then after the kids go to bed, I do an evening shower, which I started in New York actually because
Because
you're
New
just
York is
like
filthy.
disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now I do it because it just is like it signals my brain. I have this special drink that I have before bed. It's like my magnesium and all of the things.
Yes.
And I
I've
take a
recently
warm
started
shower.
having magnesium
Really?
before bed, and I'm
Does it
like,
change your life? Yes,
yes.
I know. Highly. It's
Just makes me go,
yeah. I know. So I have the whole, like, nighttime thing now, and I
Love
do a
that.
whole skincare, wind down, and that is is really important.
It
Yeah.
helps to end your day so that you're fresh for the next day.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's great. I love that you have conversation starters with your kids already at their young ages
Yeah.
because, I mean, if you're implementing that now,
Mhm.
it really will signal in their brain, this is what we do.
Yeah.
This is normal. This is old hat. We talk about our day. You and not accepting a non-answer when they're older, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. That's what I hope, and, I started because I was trying to find out information from my daughter about her day at daycare, which is so hard because I'm like, "What'd you do?" And she's like, "Nothing." I'm like, "Who'd you play with?" "No one." Or she'll name one person. I'm like,
Yeah.
"Okay." So I tried to make it more of a conversation, and she did start kind of like saying little things here and there.
That's
So it
good.
was cute. Yeah, it's been good.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah,
Thank you
thank you
for
for having me.
sharing everything, your journey. It's been so great, and I'm so excited to work together very
Me
soon.
too. I hope so.
Um, as a reminder, Katie is Swann Closet Design.
Mhm.
You're the founder of that.
Yep.
And you can follow her journey at swannclosetdesign.com or on Instagram at swan with two N's,
Mhm.
closet design.
Yep.
So thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
And thank you for spending a little time here with Laura. If you enjoyed today's conversation, I'd love if you'd like, subscribe, share with your friends. It means more than you know. You can find more about me, today's guest, and everything we talked about in the show notes. And until next time, take care of yourself and don't forget to make space for the things that really matter.